know the impact that it could have if we weren't brave.
Who is the Living Wage Network? It's all of us here. It is almost two-thirds of the population of Santa Fe.
This march, this demonstration, this town is about freedom, economic freedom.
I was making $736. I stayed with that salary for 2 years at the Head Start until this minimum wage went up to $8.50, and it made a big difference on my budget and my money at my house, because I was able to leave now the permanent job that I had for weekends in the post office. And leaving that job in the post office now, I'm able to spend more time with my children without having to leave the house 7 days, every day in the morning, and not being with them. I was really tired of not being able, making breakfast for them every day, because it's 7 days out of the week that I worked for 2 years in a row. And when this happened and we got the raise, I was very happy.
I believe the living wage has increased the morale dramatically in Santa Fe for the workforce. People have better self-esteem and confidence, and they feel more self-worth. They feel like they have now involvement and have some ownership in their community and in the workforce.
I feel better that I can work less and focus more on school. I mean, it's good to have my priorities straight and it work with me instead of having to work constantly. Because I know friends that have wanted to go to school and do things with their lives, and money's just, it's not there. You know, either because their parents are making below, you know, when the minimum wage was lower, or they're making $5.15 an hour, and it's pretty sad. I'm glad that the minimum wage has been the best thing that could have ever happened for Santa Fe.
There have been some businesses closing that have used the excuse, you know, it's almost like a mantra. It's because of the living wage issue. No, there were always other issues involved, either because the company was poorly run or because stronger competition moved in on this same company. So I don't believe that it's been a hardship on any of the major companies in Santa Fe. I find it interesting that some of the, like one of the restaurants that was saying that they didn't have money to pay their employees any more, had enough money to build another restaurant, which required significant savings and investments, you know. So I also find it ironic that these same people who are not willing to pay the extra couple of bucks or whatever it is for their employees were able to raise over a couple of $100,000 to pay an attorney, you know, to fight the living wage. There seems to be something wrong here, you know.
I think it adds up that there was a lot of acrimony, you know, opposition between those of us that were supporting the living wage, like myself, like Design Warehouse, and those of us who were against it, who were, you know, the kind of the naysayers, and you know, I'm gonna go to the poorhouse if I have to pay my people $8.50 an hour and then $9.50 an hour. What are you kidding?
The Chamber of Commerce is asking, why is it good for an employer to pay his employees more money?
La Cámara de Comercio pregunta por qué es bueno para el empleador, para el dueño del negocio, pagar más a sus empleados.
We know that's easy. It's good. It's good because happy employees aren't worrying about paying their rent. They're worrying about doing a great job. Happy employees make happy customers. Happy employees make businesses grow. Happy employees provide great customer service.
I think one of the biggest challenges in this campaign, both in the business community, but also in the worker community and the immigrant worker community, was just this fear of the unknown. It's not, it's not something that we're used to seeing in the United States. Living wage ordinances, minimum wage ordinances being passed at the local level, and so immigrants come to New Mexico with experiences from their home countries, and they're not always positive experiences when it comes to wage raises. And so we had to really pour a lot of information to the community to help allay some of those concerns and those fears about inflation, for instance, a higher cost of living because of a wage increase.
Fui una de las que anduvo en el movimiento. Y tuve muchas llamadas, incluso hubo gente que vino a mi casa a decirme que estaban mejor como estaban, que porque tenían hasta 50 horas a la semana y que les estaban pagando overtime y que incluso algunos establecimientos, algunas de las compañeras o de la gente que trabaja tuvo algunas diferencias, tuvo malos tratos y no les daban horas, incluso a muchas las corrieron porque reducieron la gente para no pagar los 8.50.
The living wage is not going to be successful because we make a law and then it's enforced by the city. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to happen because there's a general consciousness of these are my rights, and so if there's someone working in and they know I have a right to earn this living wage. And then they'll know what to do if those rights are violated. And I mean, one thing they could do is call the city, and they've done that, and it's worked out to a certain extent. But another thing is to come to the Living Wage Network, which is that support network of maybe other workers that have been in a similar situation, and they can say, yeah, this is, my rights were violated, and this is how I was able to remedy those.
So we're concerned now with issues of enforcement. We're concerned now with seeing that the living wage ordinance actually gets implemented as it was originally planned, which is a succession of wage raises over the next 3 or 4 years. And so we are in it for the long run.
Businesses in Santa Fe are capable of paying their employees $8.50. It's just pretty sad that anyone would not want to do it, because I'm sure that's what they would expect for themselves, or if they were in that situation, they wouldn't want to be making $5.15, or if their child was trying to save up for school, I'm sure they wouldn't want them making $5.15 either.
And when I came over and said, "Can I have my paycheck?" And I said, "Yeah, what's your last name?" And him to say, "Holmes," or "Mr. Holmes." And then they look for, Holmes, here you go, sir. There's your paycheck. Because I did all that work from second groceries because of that.
Cuando me muera, voy a ir allá con Dios y le voy a pedir a Él una entrevista. Una audiencia, le digo a mi esposo. Voy a tocar la puerta del cielo y le voy a decir, tú que eres Dios, no miras para abajo, tanta injusticia, tanta cosa. Y con Él tengo que hablar.
¡Que siempre el pueblo está presente!